Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this morning's workshop, Perfecting Your Pitch. And thank you to our speaker, Stony Brook SBDC Business Advisor Ree Wackett, for presenting for the SBDC. My name is Leslie from the Small Business Development Center, and we're joined this morning by a few of our business advisors and admin staffers as well. For those of you who are not familiar with our services, the Small Business Development Center offers free, confidential, ongoing business counseling for a variety of businesses, startups, and established businesses as well. To make an appointment, call 631-632-9837, and I'll put you in contact with the chat as well. Speaking of the chat, please place your questions into the chat, and our speaker will field them as she goes along. And now, let's turn the presentation over to Ree Wackett. Thank you.
Thanks, Les. Good morning, everybody. My name is Ree Wackett. I am a senior business advisor at the Small Business Development Center at Stony Brook University. Like Leslie mentioned, we are a portal for anybody that's either in small business or looking to get started in small business. We are a agency that's funded both by New York State via State University of New York, or SUNY, and the SBA, which is a federal agency focused on assisting small businesses and entrepreneurs. So our services are free. You are welcome to make an appointment with myself or one of the other business advisors at the conclusion of the workshop. You'll have our contact information, and I will be happy to make this PowerPoint presentation available to anybody who would like it. So the presentation this morning, Perfecting Your Pitch, this is typically given in person because it's an extremely interactive class. I will go over the elements of creating a pitch, and then you're actually going to start creating your own pitch this morning. Typically what I do is when I do this in person, I ask folks, go around the room, we introduce ourselves, we tell each other a little bit about who we are. For those of you that are already in small business, you'll tell us a little bit about your small business. For those of you who are just looking to get started up, you'll tell us about what your vision is. In the interest of Zoom, we're not going to do that today. So I am going to go through the elements of the pitch, and you're actually going to write it. I will ask folks to share, but there's no Socratic method here. You don't have to if you don't want to. We have just taking a look at the numbers here. We have a modest sized group. It's not too large, not too big, not too small. I don't know if it'll go the full hour and a half. We do have until 10:30, but it's more going to depend on you. So you're going to walk away today, not just by listening to me talk in my little square here. You're going to walk away with at least a foundation for the pitch that you're going to take with you, and you're going to use it as you go on into the world and advertise and promote and network and talk all about your business. So let's get started. So what is an elevator pitch? So essentially it's an overview, a summary, what have you, of your basic product or commodity or service offerings. You will utilize your pitch whenever you engage with people in a face-to-face networking situation, or if you end up on Shark Tank, or we have any other opportunity to lure investors. For any of you that do watch Shark Tank, you hear the individuals that come when they first present it to the sharks, right? They give basically their pitch. That's essentially what I'm going to teach you to do. How long should a pitch be? Really no longer than 250 words. It's often called an elevator pitch because it should span no longer than the length of time for your average elevator ride. So about 60 seconds or so. Any longer than that, and then you start to lose people. Why it's important? It's important because you want to have this ready to go and can. So when somebody says, hey, Ree, what do you do? What do you do at the Small Business Development Center? I'm like, stumbling? No. I want to have my pitch ready to go so that when I'm engaging with people, they're going to know who I am, what I do, and what the next steps are going to be. You can also use the elevator pitch to clarify who your potential audience is, who you want to market with, how you're going to do business with them in the future. And it helps you become more confident in settings because you're going to have this kind of, it doesn't want to be, you don't want to make it like a rote thing, but you do want to have at least a framework committed to memory so that when you meet people, you have it ready to go and it seems to kind of flow organically and you're not stumbling. You have it, I don't want to say committed to memory, but yeah, you want to have at least a framework in the back of your mind. So when you meet people, the conversation can flow somewhat naturally. So here's the elements of the elevator pitch. There are 5. The first is you're going to tell one sentence about yourself. This should be easy. And then the next one is going to cover your basic commodity or service offering. And you want to write a sentence or two about what you do in the business that you're running, what your role is in your everyday, who your ideal clients are. This is where you're going to talk about your target marketplace, excuse me. And you're going to write a sentence or two about who those folks are. This next section, number 4, is how you're different. This is your niche. What sets you apart from other people in the marketplace? What your value adds are? How you're different from other businesses in the industry that you're in. And then lastly, what happens next? This is extremely important because folks are going to want to know, okay, great, Ree. I know who you are. I know what you do. How can we do business in the future? How can we collaborate? So you want to give whoever's listening to you, your audience, the person that you're engaging with, an opportunity to find out, okay, what the next steps are and how can when can we meet again in the future? So you're going to write your own. I'm going to come back to this in a second because I'm going to show you mine. So this is my sample elevator pitch. I'll read it really quickly. Hi, I'm Ree Wackett. I'm from the Stony Brook University Small Business Development Center. We're a joint venture between the SBA and SUNY to provide technical assistance to small businesses. Our services include general startup, business planning, marketing, procurement, international trade, and financing assistance. Our goal is economic prosperity for all New Yorkers. We work with new and mature businesses alike, and as a government agency, there's no cost. At the very core of our service offerings is the one-on-one small business counseling for entrepreneurs, although we also deliver workshops, kind of like the one you're in right now, on a variety of small business topics. Unlike many small business consultancies, our services don't begin and end with one meeting. We'll work with you for as long as you'd like, and I'd be happy to set up an appointment for you for your business and invite you to an upcoming workshop. So I didn't exactly read it because I do have it committed to memory, but you'll see all the elements here. You'll see I'm talking about who I am, what my name is, what our organization does, what our goal is. It's economic prosperities for all New Yorkers, how we work with new and small businesses alike. And at the very core of what we do is the one-on-one small business counseling, although we offer workshops as well, like we're doing this morning. And here's our value add or our niche or how we set ourselves apart in the marketplace. Unlike many small business consultancies, our services come at no cost. So the client doesn't incur any direct costs because we're state employees. And the invitation to collaborate in the future is I'd be happy to set up an appointment for the person I'm engaging with or invite them to an upcoming workshop. So once you see it kind of all laid out, it's relatively simple. So you folks are actually going to write your own. I will give you, usually when we do this in person, I give people about 20 minutes. So I will give you the same that I give, my in-class students. But before I do that, I'd like to know if there's any questions. Les, are you fielding the questions or am I?
I'm looking in the chat. I don't see any questions. Do you want them to unmute themselves and ask?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a small group, so they can absolutely unmute themselves.
Okay.
Okay, I don't see anybody unmuting, so I can't really see anybody either. So I don't,
No one has unmuted.
no one's unmuted. Okay, so I'm gonna give you, so it's 9:12. How about,
I'm confused.
yeah,
I thought I'm not muted. So why are you saying nobody's unmuted?
you are unmuted now.
Oh.
Carl Hines, now you're unmuted. Did you have a question?
I'm muted before, but never mind.
Okay. So it's 9:12 now, so I will give you folks until 9:30 to write your own pitch. And it would be great if folks could share. You are among friends here. I am here to help you have your pitch really tight, perfect, wrapped up nicely with a bow. So when you go out later today or at some point in the future to pitch your business idea or the business that you're in now, if you're currently operating. We want to make sure that you go away with something that you can really be proud of. So I will let you folks.
Can you copy those lists in the chat?
I
So
was
that's
just
private.
about to say, Ree, give me a second. I'm going to type these questions into the chat so everyone can see them.
Can people not see the screen right now?
Well, they might be able to see the screen, but then it'll be difficult for them to write like in a notebook on their phone as well as read the chat.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I'll do
I
that.
just want to grab them and putting a document to work on them.
Okay.
That's being lazy.
Can you keep two windows open, Karl Heinz?
Sure.
Okay. So you should
Man.
see if you can keep the window for the presentation open, you should be able to.
Of course I can. I'm just trying to grab them for efficiency.
Okay, super.
Mhm.
Throw in my document and
Okay, so I'm going to be here. So if anybody has any questions at any point, drop in the chat and I will give you folks. I have my timer on, so it's going to be about 15 minutes now. So I'm going to give you until 9:30.
Ah, okay. Okay. There they are. They are now in the chat.
can we ask questions? Can we
Carl,
ask questions?
okay. Oh, yes,
Yeah,
definitely go ahead and
go ahead.
ask, please.
Sure.
When you say what do, you mean you as a person in the company, or what does the
Yes.
company do?
What your role is in your company. I'll put mine up momentarily again so you can take a look. And I'm going to put the outline back. Folks, how we doing? Any questions so far?
Put your sample back up.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that, Karl Heinz?
And you put your sample back up.
Sure.
We got your
Yes. Yep.
you got your list in the chat, so we get both.
Sure. I'll leave the sample up.
Thanks.
Folks, you have about 10 more minutes. You think that's enough time? Too much time? Feel free to drop a note in the chat. I'm really looking forward to hearing what you all do and what you come up with. 10 more minutes. Okay, we'll leave it 10 more minutes. Thanks to those who let me know.
Ree, I think it's absolutely amazing, having never had to do this myself, but seeing that in your sample elevator pitch, all 5 questions are answered very concisely like that. You don't go into deep detail about what we do because that's not necessary, but you do give, I don't want to use the word enticing, but it is a rather enticing explanation as to
Y-
what we do.
Yeah, thanks for that, Les. Yeah, the point is to pique the person's interest to learning more. So you don't want to overwhelm them. You also don't want to lose their attention. So just to give them enough of a tidbit to get an idea of who you are and how you can potentially collaborate in the future, because that's the point of this pitch, is to find opportunities to help your business grow, find new potential clients, find investors, maybe find financing, whatever the case may be. So it's just enough to pique the interest of the person that you're speaking to. And folks, we have about 5 minutes. So I'm looking forward again to what you've come up with.
Thank you, Marie. Marie says she's ready.
Done.
Okay, great. A couple of you are finished. I do have about 3 minutes left on my timer. Do the rest of the folks need a little bit more time? Okay, Brent, thanks for letting me know that you're finished. Everybody else, either drop in the chat or you can unmute. Tell me that you're done. Katie, thank you. Raghu, Josh, awesome. So it looks like everybody's ready. I'm going to shut my timer off. So not as to get distracted by that. Oh, Lavinia needs a little bit more time. Okay. Lavina, I'm sorry. Lavina. Okay, so how about you joined late? Okay, how about maybe 2 more minutes? Okay, we'll give you 2 more minutes then. I did have about 3 more minutes left on my timer, so I'll give you 2 more minutes. Okay, everyone, my 2 minute timer just went off and it is just shy of 9:30. It's 9:29. So you all got an opportunity to sit down and start creating your own pitches based on the 5 elements I reviewed with you. You had my sample to use as a ready reference. I'm going to put just the questions back up if my computer will allow me to, and it's not right now. Let's try again. There we go. So I would love to hear from folks. I would love to hear what they put together. I would love to have you pitch to us. And remember, you're among friends. And this, again, this class is typically delivered in person and people share. And we find that when people share, we not only it helps you perfect your pitch, make it better because you'll get some feedback, but we all learn from each other. So if anybody's willing to share, you can raise your hand and unmute. And yep, whenever you're ready. This is the time. Oh, Raghu, thank you. I was going to say this is, you can unmute yourself. When we give the class where people stop making eye contact with me and everybody starts looking down because nobody wants to share first. So Raghu, thank you for sharing and thank you for being the first one. So please.
Sorry, it's a little dark on my end.
No worries,
we
we can hear you. Whoops, just lost that again.
Hi, can you all hear me? Great. Okay, hi, my name is Raghu. I am an independent filmmaker and content producer. My company is an independent production company specializing in low-budget film and audio productions, especially content creation for podcasters. So we would record audio and video and help these small indie creators in, putting their content out there into the world. And we would also have our own in-house programs and productions to help sustain our business as we go forward. Our clients are independent and small-scale creators, and we hope to reach a sort of niche audience, especially in the creative field, like film and theater and music production. I myself am a writer, filmmaker, and I've been working with a network of writers, actors, and producers for the last few years. And using the network that I've built for my support, I hope that this small independent production company, will draw other creators that are willing to, work with us to put their work out there. As far as what happens next, I'm hoping that, we can get some of the episodes that we're going to get recorded for our in-house production up onto our production platform, and that way also draw other creators and grow our audience. So yeah, that was it.
Okay, great. So I have a couple comments. Before I have a couple comments, does anybody else have any comments? First of all, that was great. Thank you. Any comments or anything? Okay, so I'll give my comment. So that was excellent. Raghu, when you went to the part about being a former writer producer, you steered away a little bit from your own pitch and went a little bit more into your background than it was necessary. And I completely understand this was your first stab at it. Where you might have injected some of that background is you could talk about how you're representing this company and that you're also a writer. And then when you go into your niche, you don't have to say this is our niche market. You say we specialize in. And then for number 5, when you want to open it up, say, I would love to send you, because I think you mentioned the episodes. I would love to email you some of your episodes. Do you have, here's my QR code if you want to check it out, or can we add you to our email list so you can find out about what our next and latest episode is going to be?
Okay.
That was great.
So just put a little bit of like a marketing thing toward the end.
Yeah, because the name of the game, the reason why most of you are probably creating a pitch is you're just getting started up and you're looking to drum up more business and or potentially looking for capital to finance your business or looking for investors to inject cash into your business. So the name of the game is always to help the company grow and evolve. But that was excellent. And
Can I ask a
very
quick
cool
question?
what you do too.
Thank you. Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Do you cater your pitch based on, okay, let's say you might be talking to someone that's a producer that can help promote, or if you're talking to somebody that has capital that you're seeking money from, because what happens next and the clients might vary depending on those people. Do you have any tips on, how to like create a standard template for a pitch that you can use? Or
Excellent point and great question. So your number 5 is going to depend on who you're talking to. So if you're on Shark Tank, you're going to ask Mark Cuban for $1 million for 5% of your company. If you're talking to somebody who you're looking to collaborate with or create content for, be like, hey, how can I get my content to you? Let me give you my email address. Here's my YouTube channel. Here's my TikTok. So excellent question. You're going to tailor it to who you're talking to. Number 5 is the one that's going to differ the most. But even number 4 may differ as well if you are a multi-dimensional company where your products and or commodities may run the gamut. You may have more than one product or service, and not every product or service is going to be relevant to the audience you're speaking to. You want to focus on the one that's going to be most pertinent to them. Great question. Anybody else? It looks like Candace, I think, had her hand up, and then Katie. So I think Candace had her hand up first, and then Katie next.
Hi.
Thank you for
Hi, can
everybody being so
everyone
willing.
hear
Thank you
me?
for being so willing to share.
Good morning. Can everyone see me and hear me? I don't know if my background's too crazy, but I didn't anticipate coming on camera. But
Can see and hear you.
okay, so great to meet Raghu because I'm listening to him and I'm independent media. I'm an educator turned journalist, historian, and my pitch would be to collaborate with people like a film producer like him to eventually probably do documentary type projects, capture oral history or whichever.
Wow.
So I'm like, oh my gosh, okay.
There's
How do
no
I stay in
accidents in
contact?
life, right? You were meant to
I'm
both
sorry.
be here. No
I'm
accidents.
sorry.
No
I'm
accidents
sorry.
in life. You were both
Say
meant to
that
be.
again. Say that. Oh yeah, I'm just like, wait a minute, wait. I need to stay in contact. So I kind of have my pitch. I'm independent, I'm jumping in. Independent media, Spotify, podcast, audio, video, primarily audio. My pitch is there, but my pitch would be to collaborate, not necessarily investors. So yeah, like I didn't really know how to like tailor that, but I just wanted to jump in and kind of like see if we can stay in contact with Raghu.
You can absolutely stay in contact. Leslie, how can we facilitate that?
Well, they could exchange information
Why
in the
don't you
chat
can drop in the chat.
personally.
Yeah.
Personally.
You can send a private chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
And as far as what, Candace, to answer your question about tailoring it to investors or collaborators, again, it's going to depend on who you're speaking to. Like when I deliver my pitch, I'm not looking for a collaborator necessarily or financing. I'm looking to help small businesses. So again, it really depends on what the goal is of the pitch and who you're speaking to. Does that help
Thank
answer
you.
the question?
Yes, thank you.
Super. Thanks for your question. All right, Katie.
Okay, hi everybody, I'm Katie. Thank you for having this. It's really helpful. I'm a little nervous, so I'm just gonna go with it. I wrote it down, so I'm just
among friends.
I'm just gonna read it and then hopefully maybe I'll memorize it. Hello, I'm Katie. I'm the founder of a newly formed nonprofit on the eastern end of Long Island. The nonprofit is called East End Center for Independence. Our mission is to empower individuals, specifically youth, ages 10 to 24, who have a classification of disability to achieve independence and inclusion through advocacy, services, and community engagement. We believe in connecting people with purpose. This summer, we are launching a summer youth initiative, Splash for Success, which connects youth with water, first aid, vocational crafting. Please join us in helping to make a splash this summer. That's it.
I love it.
That's all I got.
That's great. So I know who you are. I know what your organization is. I know that it's new. So I know that this is something that probably didn't exist in the marketplace before. And you're telling me about how you're launching. And the only thing, and I know you just wrote this, so don't feel like you have to commit it to memory. You just wrote it 20 minutes ago. Is a little bit more about what happens next. So maybe I like how you introduced us to the events that are coming up. Maybe invite us. Say it's going to take place on June 1st in Hampton Bays or Greenport or wherever it's going to be. Free invitation, talk about, your major launch. And, you know, there might be activities for kids, for everybody, for the adults. But that was great. Simple is good. You want to pique the person's interest. And the minute you said it's new, and it hasn't been done before, that immediately piqued my interest, because that makes me think, okay, somebody hasn't necessarily done it before. There was probably a gap in the marketplace where these folks weren't getting the assistance that they needed.
Just a quick question on that. So
Sure.
like I've been trying to like work out this whole like sponsorship package and all that stuff. So like one of the things that we're gonna have is like a celebration at the end of the program. So would that be a time to sort of invite, like we invite you to come to, you know, celebrate these students with us? Like is that sort of, is it like a soft opening, or is it more about the person feeling like they're a part of it before they bought into the project?
Again, it depends on who you're speaking to. So if you're speaking to the parent or guardian of a child that could benefit from this, you want to invite them into the program.
Okay.
If it's to the general public, where maybe you're looking for supporters, you're a nonprofit. So if you're speaking to a foundation, somebody that works for a foundation, or somebody that could be a potential donor, you want to invite them because you want them to see it. You
Yeah.
want them to see the success, and you want them to see the joy that it brings too.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Cool stuff. A lot of creative entrepreneurs this morning. I love it. Okay, let me see if there's any other hands. Carl Hines has his hand up. So Carl Hines, whenever you're ready to share, you can unmute.
I thought I'm unmuted already. No?
You are unmuted.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I just lost it. Okay. Hi, I'm Karl-Heinz Strobel. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Fabimation Inc., which is a startup biotech in vitro diagnostic business, creating a new diagnostic platform. We are focusing on maximizing the quality of life by enabling early diagnosis and personalized treatment optimization. Our initial clients are doctors, insurance companies, and pharmaceutical treatment companies. Ultimately, our clients are end users who want to perform non-invasive low-cost tests at home. Our specialty is urine-based quantitative trace biomarker detection with a cell phone app and a provided test kit that is customized for a particular disease, for example, diabetic nephropathy or Alzheimer's diagnosis. We enable lab quality testing for low cost and by inexperienced users at home. This allows frequent low-cost checking of a chronic disease to monitor how treatment is working for you and to check disease onset earlier and more conveniently. If you want to find out more or how it applies to your needs, please visit our website or reach out to us for more information.
Okay, great. So I have an understanding that you're offering a diagnostic tool that is based where the end user or the patient uses their urine to test for chronic diseases. And you're going to market and promote this product through physicians' offices. Is that correct?
Eventually, social media and end users, but doctors will have to look at the test data and what do you call it? Tell you to up your dose, down your dose.
Okay. And you said you were a startup. So you're in alpha phase, beta phase?
I'm in technology development mode.
Okay. So
ERL 4, that means something to you?
Yes, it does. Okay. So this product is not ready to come to market yet. So you're probably still looking for.
The website doesn't exist yet either, for the same reason that the
Okay.
patent has been filed. We're not ready to go public, but I'm
Got
just
it. So you are still in the very much in the R&D phase. So I would imagine, are you looking for investors?
once the patents are filed, yes.
Okay.
Which means once we are clarified how we're going about the business. I mean, are we focusing on treatment company to get started? Because if you have a problem, you want solutions. You don't want to know you're sick. You want to know what can do about it. So
Sure.
that
No,
may
of course, it's going to be a very powerful tool, for patients to be able to test for these things, in the comfort of their own home and not having to go to the doctor every time or go to a lab, certainly. So the number 5, what happens next is this is a question I'm asking you, and maybe this will help you hone in on perfecting your pitch, is you are pitching this to potential investors or funders? government agencies, SBIR, STTR, if you're doing any of that with the SBA?
Yes,
Okay,
all of the above.
super.
But we're also trying to, what do you call it, kind of do a market survey in the direction of client validation. I mean, it's basically a souped up COVID test, which is a little more complicated, and all the response so far is if it's not rapid, we don't care. We're saying convenient and cost, and overnight is good enough. You should care, and that's why we kind of try to clarify if the business model we're going after is valid or needs to be adjusted.
Well, that goes beyond, the pitch. We can certainly help. I have a colleague, he specializes, especially if you're thinking about manufacturing this product as well. I have a colleague of mine who specializes in that very area, who, if you haven't been set up with an advisor at our center, you should
No,
definitely.
I'm not.
You should
But
tap into our resources, especially if you're doing SBIR, STTR, technology financing. We can certainly help with that. Thanks for
love to
sharing.
do that. Yes, yes.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. Let me see. I see Katie.
Well, also, Marie Laudiso's been trying to get in, but she's.
Oh, I can't see everybody's
I
hand.
know.
So
Well, she
Leslie,
had.
Leslie,
Yes.
can you field it? Because I can't see everybody now. I
Yes,
lost.
Marie Laudiso, are you ready? If you are, unmute, please.
Thanks, Les.
You're welcome.
Okay, could you hear me?
Yes.
Good morning, everyone.
How are you, Marie?
I'm not turning on my camera because I was power washing and I look like the last rose of summer, so I'm not doing that.
No worries.
Okay, my name is Marie Laudicio. My company, or my startup idea, is for an elevated laundromat. The name is going to be, I hope, Chill Cycle. Chill Cycle is a Gen Z focused laundromat offering innovative, eco-friendly laundry services with a modern, tech-savvy, customer-centric approach. So I was thinking that it would be more like a Starbucks vibe, if you will, to change that environment. I would like it to be located in a high traffic urban area. Our goal would be to provide convenient, efficient, and an enjoyable experience for individuals who value ease, speed, and sustainability. Our services will include self-service laundry, wash and fold full service with vacuum sealing. I think everyone knows, well, has experienced, I should say, ordering anything from Amazon or anything, everything is vacuum sealed. So, and that goes outside the Gen Z culture. I know myself at 62 years old, when I go clean my comforters or whatever for the season and you take them home, there's just no space in the closet. Just to vacuum seal it and put it away for 6 months would be great. Back to my pitch. Sorry, I deviated there. Vacuum seal and loyal-based offerings. Chill Cycle aims to foster community engagement and sustainability while providing top-notch customer service and modern technology integration. Drop mic.
Okay. So you covered all the elements in there and you digressed a little bit, but that's okay. So when you mentioned the word sustainability a bunch of times, I would like to hear how Chill Cycle is sustainable, and that's going to be a huge value add. That's going to be a real way that you're going to diverge from your competitors when you talk about sustainability, because when you think of laundromats, sustainability, those are usually, that's oxymoronic, really, right? Because you're using water, using electricity. Dry cleaners can potentially put toxins into the air. So tell us, briefly about how you're sustainable. Instead of using plastics, soaps where plastics come in, are you using sheets that are biodegradable? So tell us a little bit more about the sustainability portion, because that's really number 4, how you're differing from the competition. And then the technology piece, because you mentioned catering to Gen Z, who are very technology savvy, but it's not only limited to Gen Z. A lot of us like to maybe pay, if we go to laundromat, using an app on a phone or using a QR code where you don't have to carry quarters around anymore. So we would love to hear more about that as well. But all the elements were definitely there. As far as what's happened next, it sounds like, and we've met before, Marie, so I know a little bit about what you're doing, but what's happening next? So if you're looking for funding or financing, you want to talk about here, I would love to sit down and meet with you and show you my business plan so we can talk about the next steps.
Right. So in terms of sustainability, I've been looking into.
You don't have to answer that right now necessarily. I'm
Okay.
saying, yeah. Just in the interest of time, I want you to think about that when you're creating your pitch, and similarly when you're working on your business plan.
Gotcha.
Thank you for sharing. Okay, I can see people again. Leslie, if I'm correct, I think Brent is next.
That is correct.
Okay, thanks. Brent, whenever you're ready.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing. Good morning.
Sure. Yes, I will preempt that I have a cat that might jump into my camera.
My
at
cat
any
is
moment,
right behind
so
me
I'm
too.
sorry.
Right behind me is my cat too.
Okay, perfect. So I'm Brent Marcy. I'm the owner of Finding the Space in Brooklyn, New York, with 25 years of project management, retail, and operations experience. I help individuals and businesses create functional and harmonious environments through expert home and commercial organization. My services range from decluttering and system creations in homes, offices, and retail spaces to efficient organization during moves and relocations. What makes Finding Space different is my commitment to sustainable solutions. I prioritize repurposing your existing belongings to maximize the space and minimize waste, and ensuring any unneeded items are responsibly donated or newly homed. I don't just organize, I create lasting tailored systems to bring you more space and a consistent and very neat environment. And those are kind of my two tags: more space and very neat.
I like that.
Ready to transform. If you're ready to transform a cluttered space, I can offer a free consultation to discuss your specific needs and how Find the Space can help. And then go ahead and visit my website, which is in the works, finding the .space, to learn more sustainable, or to learn more and to chat. What space are you looking to reorder today, or something like that? Like a question at the end, like reel it in.
I love it.
Okay.
I have no comments.
Okay, great.
That was perfect. You
Awesome.
hit every single thing. You
Okay.
also made it. I like some of the use of your like your clever language. Like I liked your tagline. I know that you inserted that in there. I know who you are. I know what you do. I know what your value adds is. I like how you talked about the sustainability portion and how you stand apart. You're not throwing these things away. You're actually encouraging people to repurpose and you reuse them, or find a way to sustainably donate them. So there's very little waste. I love it. I have no comments. That was awesome.
Perfect. Okay. Great.
I would like to say you got it because this was a good outline, but you did great.
It was.
No
It
comments.
was.
That was really,
Thanks.
really good, Brent. Well
Thanks. I feel could it be shorter? I was hoping it's a bit long.
what we do when I do this in person and we don't have the time, and it's very hard to deliver this via Zoom because the connection with the people is so important, is we'll go back and then we time ourselves. We're not going to do that today in the interest of time, but no, it wasn't too long.
Okay.
You kept my attention.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks for being willing to participate. We have so many people willing to share it. So great. Okay, Leslie, I just want to make sure I'm not skipping anybody. I see that Josh has his hand up. And
I just want to ask one question. Katie, I had sent you a chat. Do you have a question? Because
I didn't see Katie.
other people's. No. Katie already gave hers, but her hand is raised. We just want to make sure that she doesn't mean to have her hand raised.
Oh, okay.
Okay, good. All right.
All right, cool.
Josh is next.
Josh, whenever you're ready.
Hey, folks. Good morning. I'm Josh, an award-winning creative director and founder of Make And. We're a grassroots graphic design studio supporting climate and social justice organizations. I deliver agency quality design without the overhead. And the way I sort of like to phrase it is think champagne tastes on a self-serve budget. If you're working to make change, I'd love to connect and explore how design can amplify your mission.
Awesome. So you talked about, that was short, but really sweet, because I want to make sure I got it. You told us who you are. You're award winning. That's automatically going to make me ask you questions. You're award winning. What awards did you win? So that's a good way to get a conversation going. You focus on social justice, on social justice organizations, environmental organizations. I think I got that. Those are who your ideal clients are. You said you differed from the marketplace. It's for people with champagne taste, but a self-serve budget. Is that what you said?
Yes. So the idea, like, deliver agency quality design without the overhead, without
Without the
bloat.
overhead. Got it. Love that too. And then as far as what's happened next,
Can I say something here?
I want to just ask Josh a question for a second. Josh, as far as what's happened next, can you share, like, would you like to see a sample of my work? Take a look at my Instagram or my Facebook or my TikToks or whatever the case may be, and how we can engage in the future. I'm asking.
So the fifth point here was simply, if you're working to make change, I'd love to connect and explore how design can amplify your mission. If I need to hand off a card with a
Yep.
website or QR code, whatever, I mean, I have all that stuff available. But just, again, in the interest of keeping things succinct.
Yep, that was great. Yeah, that's my only suggestion, because your work is so visual. People want to see it. Be like, you could take a look at, my Instagram. Here's, QR code with my card on it. And, by saying you're the award winning, that's automatically gonna be like, oh, cool. What awards? That's automatically going to draw your audience in. So that's great. Well done.
Thank you.
And nice and short. Okay, I think, let me make sure.
Right, Lavina is next.
Lavina. Okay, thank you.
And then we'll get to Carl Heinz's question.
Okay, thanks, Les. Okay, Lavina, you can unmute whenever you're ready. Is she there? Les, did we lose her?
I apologize.
No worries. Okay, I can hear her now. Yeah,
Okay.
Lavina, when you're ready.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I am Lavinia Ward from One Health One Life and Health Insurance Agency. Our policy is One Health, One Life, One Legacy. Our services are geared towards finance, health, retirement, and leaving a legacy. Our goal is to help everyone we come in contact with, every stage of their financial journey, from the acquiring stage to the post-retirement stage of life. We work with individuals and businesses. We offer one-on-one consultations as well as group seminars and workshops. Our goal is that our services will be generational. I would love to add you to our email list because we provide a variety of information. And that's where I stopped.
Okay, that was good. You hit all the points. One thing I just had a question of with number 4, did you tell us, you mentioned you would do a consultation either in individual or in groups.
Right.
How would you differ from other folks? Would you come on site to the individual? Would you meet them at their place of business, at their home?
Oh, okay.
Is it a complimentary consultation?
Oh, yeah, I should have added. Okay, so we do complimentary consultations. We could do remotely, meet there at their home or at their businesses.
Okay, so that you're bringing convenience into the
Right, and we do like several things in the community to engage the population, whether it's working in collaboratively with other businesses or independent organizations.
Super. And I like that you inserted your tagline into the beginning.
Yes.
That was good.
Thank you.
That was great. Thanks, Lavina.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Ree.
Les, did we get everyone?
Carl Heinz.
These have been, you guys have done a really good job.
Carl
Carl Heinz with a question? Yeah. Carl Heinz, when you're ready. Is he muted?
Technology hates us
I'm having
still.
trouble. Yeah. Okay, I see him now. Carl Heinz, did you have a question?
Carl, you're still muted.
Sorry.
Carl Heinz, okay. We can hear you now.
Sorry.
No worries.
I have a comment on to Josh's presentation. He made something, I'm trying to remember what it was. I remember the reaction and not remember the words. He said something like agency things with I'm trying to say, he said something which sounded like it's good for him, but he didn't say it was good for me. I was just trying to suggest you could flip it around. It's something about agency without the overhead or something. That's good for him, but how does it help me?
I think, and I'm gonna not speak for Josh, I'll let him inject it, but I'll tell you as an instructor here and hearing him, what that meant for me is that it's going to cost me less. When I hear additional overhead, I hear increased cost, but I'll let Josh speak for himself. I'm assuming, I don't want to use supposition, but I'm assuming that's what he meant. Josh, you can unmute whenever you're ready.
Sure. Yeah. Apologies, Carl Hines, if that wasn't clear, but yeah, the idea is that my skill sets and my creative network, we're able to offer agency caliber design in our world. That means like really good stuff without sort of the expense that comes with that. Agencies tend to charge a lot for their creative because they have a lot of costs to cover in terms of overhead. So that's making a point that you can have both, or you can have really good creative without spending a ton of cash.
I mean, I got the gist, but I figured we can polish it out a little bit more to basically make it, what do I get out of it? That your overhead is low, that's good for you. But I didn't hear that it says it costs me less, you understand? You could just pocket the difference. That doesn't help. I didn't hear that. I assumed it, but I didn't get it. So.
Carl Hines, I'll inject here. When I hear that as a business advisor and meeting with entrepreneurs, when I hear that sort of terminology, as a consumer, to me, what that translates into cost effectiveness and I don't want to say, a bargain, because that's not the term I'm trying to use. I can say that, I'm not paying more for stuff that I don't need. I hear efficiency when I hear that. But thank you for your comments.
Hey, thank you, Ree.
Is that what, Josh, is that how you're trying to is that what that was supposed to translate into? Because that's how I heard it.
Yes, exactly.
All right. And thank you for sharing. Any other questions, comments? Anybody want to share that didn't share? And I just want to stress that these have all been really great. You've done a really good job. And please know that this was just your first crack at this. You just wrote this for the first time this morning. I'm extremely impressed by what you all have produced. So go back, practice it. When I first started teaching this about 20 years ago, this was before, you could do a voice note or before you could record yourself on your iPhone or your Galaxy. I used to tell people, do it in front of a mirror, do it in front of your friends. Now you have all the technology in front of you, so you can practice it just even with yourself. The more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get with it. You've all done an excellent job. You have us here to help continue to work on your pitches or for any other need you might have for your small business. As Leslie and I mentioned it at the outset, we can assist you with startup, with expansion. If you need financing, I have a special certification in international trade. I also do a lot with government procurement and certifications, but really we're a portal for anybody that's either in small business or looking to get started in small business. I'm a New York State employee, so you don't pay any direct cost to come see us. You're all paying my salary by being New York State residents and paying taxes. So please utilize us. We're really here for you.
So you're suggesting we can make an appointment with you?
Yep, you can make an appointment. And I guess the best way, Les, to do that, you have provided your contact information, Carl Hines. We have that, and somebody from our office will contact you.
And also at the very end of this workshop, we're going to, when you log off, there's going to be a survey. We ask that you please take a few moments and fill it out, not just because it's a mandate by the SBA, the Small Business Administration, who's our boss, but also it helps us figure out what further programming would be good for you, the public. Our contact information is at the bottom of that survey. And then also you can call the front desk. Our information is there and we'll get you onto the calendar.
Thanks, Leslie. And Martha joined us. And I think she wants to say she has some words for us.
Yes,
Hey,
I have some words. This is one of my all-time favorites workshops. Ree is amazing when she does this, and I think everyone really has a great takeaway from this and understands a little bit more about how to present your pitch. Is it product? Is it a service? It's, you know, Ree is a great marketer. She does a guerrilla marketing. If you've never heard of that, it's absolutely amazing. But I tried one this morning too, and I won't read it. How hard, I tried a new one. It is really hard to do for me. And this is what we do for a living, right? So I tried something different. And so again, I agree with Ree. So many of your pitches were really terrific. And I think
Really good. Really,
it's
really good.
basically guided by what Ree said, her example, and then the 5 questions. That's important. So Ree, thank you so much. It's a fun
My
workshop.
pleasure. Yeah, this is a fun one. This is probably one of my favorites to give.
Me too.
Again, especially, I'm such an in-person person. But this translated very well virtually. This was probably one of the best ones I've given because we had people who are willing to share. It's so hard when you ask people to share and then there's crickets. And we're really here to help one another and to offer suggestions, and it gives the entrepreneur an opportunity to practice it as well. So thank you to everybody who shared this morning. I think almost everyone shared, so thank you for that. And truly, I sincerely mean it. You all did a really, really good job. This is hard, and I really only gave you about 20 minutes. So really well done. If you want continuing assistance, please make appointments with us. We are available via Zoom and via telephone if that's better for you. We are starting to see people in person, but not a lot of people are really asking for that. People like the convenience of the virtual meeting, but we can make an in-person meeting available if that's best for you as well. So please, come visit us. We're as consultants for the small business community. We're here for all of you who are entrepreneurs or would-be entrepreneurs.
And thank you again, Ree, and thanks to everyone who's attended.
Thanks, everyone. And thanks, Les, for keeping this running so smoothly.
And I just want to say quickly, I just want to thank you so much for this workshop because
My
I've done
pleasure.
elevator pitches before, but I never had it really critiqued and have like a perfect outline as you did because I didn't really have to think. I came in last and I was finished in no time. And I'm pleased that I can present it to someone now. So thank you so much. I really do
My
appreciate it.
pleasure. Thanks for your kind words, Lavina. My pleasure.
Awesome. Everybody have a great day.
Yeah, if there's nothing else, I'm going to log off. Everyone have an awesome day, and please feel free to follow up with us. I hope I see you all again. Have a great one.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
Les.
I have a
Bye-bye.
quick comment.
Sure.
I was a little bit taken by surprise, but I